Hello, good morning, student. In last lecture, we discussed problem number 5 on company final account. We already completed some part of this problem. The rest part we discussed in today's lecture. So, this is the problem number 5. And we already completed the part of capital and opening and closing stock. See here. We write down the all types of capital in notes number 1, that is share capital. Similarly, after that we discussed on the opening stock and closing stock. Okay, the difference between opening stock and closing stock is called the change in inventory, and it is right in the profit and loss account like this. Okay, change in inventory. So how to calculate change in inventory? We prepare one working notes to find out the change in inventories. Okay, this is the change in inventory. Calculation of change in inventory. Change in inventories is equal to opening stock minus closing stock. We have opening stock of rupees 1,86,420 and closing stock of rupees 1,24,840. The difference between opening stock and closing stock is called the change in inventories, and we mention this figure under the profit and loss account under the heading change in inventories. Similarly, the closing stock have two effect. Okay, one effect we already taken in the change in inventories, and second effect, uh, basically, closing stock is transferred to the asset side. Okay, under the closing stock under the inventories we have separate notes. Inventories, notes number 12, inventories. So we write the closing stock under this heading, closing stock. Okay, closing stock under the notes number 12, inventories. What is the amount of closing stock? Closing stock 1,24,840. Okay, this is the second effect, closing stock. Okay, fine. Then next item, see here, purchases. We have separate notes to write down the purchases under the notes of profit and loss account. Okay, so here purchases of stock in trade, notes number 70. Notes number 70. Purchases. Okay, purchases less purchase return, purchase return if given in the problem. Okay, what is the amount of purchases? Purchases of rupees 7,18,210, and similarly written outward, that is the purchase return is also given in the present problem. Okay, purchases less return. What is the amount of purchase return? Return outward 9,850. 9,850. We already taken this item. What is written outward? 9,850. 9,850. Yes. What is the calculation? 7,000, 7,18,210 minus 9,850. Okay. 7,08,360. Okay. Okay, fine. Now next item is purchases. Then return inward. Return inward is deducted or less from the figure of sales. So what is the figure of sales? 11,69,900. And the place of sales and sales return is under the notes of profit and loss account. Under the notes of profit and loss account, revenue from operation. Okay, revenue from operation. Sales less sales return. Okay, what is the amount of sales? 11,69,900 and amount of purchase return. Return inward. Return inward means sales return. Okay, sales return is deducted from the figure of sales. Okay, what is the answer? 11,69,900 minus 12,680. Yes, very good. 11,57,220. Okay. Then next item is we've already taken. Okay, it is also completed. It is also completed. Then manufacturing wages. Wages, salary, then bonus, then contribution to staff provident fund. All these items are related to benefit of employee, and that's why such item should be transferred to employee note under the notes employee benefit expenses. Okay, it is important notes under the profit and loss account. Okay, so manufacturing wages. Manufacturing wages 1,09,740. Employee benefit expenses. Okay, notes number 18. Now what is the amount? Amount is 1,09,740. See, there is any adjustment regarding the wages? No adjustment. Okay, we are already marking by highlighting this item. Okay, manufacturing wages 1,09,740. Okay, the next item is after the manufacturing wages, manufacturing expenses. Manufacturing expenses is a transfer to other expenses. Manufacturing expenses 19,240. Other expenses. Okay, other expenses. 19,240. Okay. There is no any adjustment regarding the manufacturing expenses. Then carriage inward. Carriage inward is transferred under purchases of stock in trade. Carriage inward 4,910. 4,910. Okay, 4,910. Then the next item is, after the carriage inward, interest on bank loan. See, there is any adjustment regarding this? No. Interest on bank loan 4,500. It is the finance cost. It is one type of expenses because bank loan interest is paid to bank. So it is the finance cost of the particular company 4,500. Finance cost 4,500. Okay. Then next item is, okay, finance interest on bank loan. Sorry. Then office salary. Office salary, it is the employee benefit expenses. So it is transferred to the employee benefit expenses. Employee benefit expenses. Office salary. But there is one adjustment related to the office salary. There is outstanding balance. See here. Okay. Outstanding office salary of rupees 1200. 1,200 is the outstanding salary. Okay. So it is added in the particular item. Office salary. Add outstanding salary. Outstanding salary. What is the amount of outstanding salary? 1200. 1200. Okay. What is the calculation? 17,870 plus 1200. Yes. 19,070. 19,070. Okay. Now outstanding salary is the adjustment. So there is two effect of outstanding salary. We already finished first effect. Outstanding salary is added in the office salary. Outstanding office salary. Outstanding office salary. We added in the office salary. This is the first effect of adjustment. Now the second effect, it already outstanding. It is due. So it become a liabilities. So it is transferred to liabilities side. We just observe the headings of liabilities side. Then confirm where we should transfer it. Okay. So just see, it is not related to equity and liabilities. Sorry, no, not related to the shareholder fund, share application money and pending allotment. No, non-current liabilities. It is a one type of current liability. So there is no any relation regarding these four items. Now see the current liabilities. Yes, outstanding salary is the current liability. It is confirmed. Okay. That means we have we sure about the outstanding salary never transferred under these three heads. Okay, we ignore these three heads. We also know the outstanding salary is the current liabilities. Current liabilities. Then we never seen this item or transfer this item under the heading asset. Now we have only four options and find out the which option is most appropriate, which option is correct. See, outstanding salary is the short term borrowing. No, it is not borrowing, it is a due amount. It is a trade payable, it is related to the sundry debtors, etc. No, it is short term provision. No, it is not provision. It is not it is not like a provision for taxation, proposed a dividend. So ultimately, outstanding salary. Yes, send me answer in chat box. Okay. Outstanding salary is the short-term borrowing, trade payable, other current liabilities, or short-term provision. Send me answer in chat box. What do you think about it? Yes. A, B, C, or D. Just send the answer A, B, C, and D. Yes. It is A, it is B, it is C, or it is D. Yes. Only Sakshi Gade send me answer. What about other student? Option C, Sanket Thorat, Omkar Wagh C. Then, very good. So, outstanding salary, that means any outstanding expenses. Any outstanding expenses should be transferred to the other current liabilities. And we have separate notes regarding other current liabilities. That is notes number 6, other current liabilities. So, we should transfer outstanding office salary under the notes other current liabilities. Notes number 6. Notes number 6. Out, outstanding office salary. What is the amount of office salary? Outstanding office salary, I think 1,200. Okay, 1,200. 1,200 is the outstanding salary. Then please send me answer in chat box. You have any doubt about the outstanding expenses? If still you have any doubts, please send me answer. Yes. If you have no doubt, then send me message as a no, I have no doubt. Okay, no doubt. No doubt. Okay. Then next item, office salary. Okay. It is completed now. Then audit fees. Audit fees is related to the other expenses. Audit fees 8,600. See any adjustment related to the audit fees? No. No. 8,600 audit fees. Audit fees is the other expenses. 8,600. Okay. Then next item is after the audit fees, director remuneration. It is one type of employee benefit expenses. So 26,250. 26,250 is the director remuneration. Okay. Then preliminary expenses. Preliminary expenses. So there is one adjustment regarding the preliminary expenses. Preliminary expenses is the expenses incurred at the time of establishment of company. So the basic such expenses should not assign to the 1 year, because the amount of such type of expenses is large, so it is classified into several years. So here one adjustment is given, write off one third of balance of preliminary expenses. So for the current year only assign the one third amount, so rest amount kept in the balance sheet. So basically, preliminary expenses is transferred to CR. Preliminary expenses under the heading other non-current asset. Under the heading other non-current asset. So notes number 10. Notes number 10. Preliminary expenses. What is the amount of preliminary expenses? 6,000. 6,000. Okay. 6,000 is given in the trial balance. And what is the adjustment? In adjustment, it is said that only one third write off one third of balance of preliminary expenses. So less write off one third. One third of 6,000, that is 2,000. One third of 6,000, the calculation is 2,000. Okay. So 6,000 minus 2,000, 4,000. This is the adjustment. That's why we have need to give two effect of rupees 2,000. One is we deduct from the preliminary expenses under the heading other, under the notes other non-current assets, 6,000 minus 2,000. So this is the first effect we deduct from here. Then second effect is, it is basically expenses assigned for during the year. That's why it is transferred to the profit and loss account. It is transferred to the profit and loss account under the heading other expenses. Other expenses. One third write off preliminary expenses 2000, 2000. Okay, 2000. So this is the effect of preliminary expenses. First, it is basically a balance of preliminary expenses in given in the trial balance should be transferred to the balance sheet on the asset side, that is other non-current asset, under the heading, under the notes, other non-current asset. And if any adjustment regarding the write-off preliminary expenses is given in the adjustment, such amount should be deduct from the preliminary expenses, and deducted amount is transferred to the profit and loss account under other expenses. Okay, now next item, freehold premises, plant and machinery, furniture. Okay, all these three items are the fixed asset. All these three items are the fixed asset. Okay, so it is transferred to the balance sheet under asset side. But there are two types of asset: non-current asset and current asset. Non-current asset means fixed asset. So such all three assets are the fixed asset. That's why it is assigned under the heading fixed asset. But again, we need to classify such asset into tangible asset and intangible asset. So land and building, plant and machinery, furniture, motor car, land, all these assets are the tangible asset. And what is intangible asset? There are various examples of intangible asset like goodwill, trademark, copyright, patents. Okay, so these are the example of intangible asset. So tangible asset, and we have separate notes regarding the tangible asset, that is notes number 8. Notes number 8, tangible asset. Okay, freehold premises, plant and machinery, furniture, but adjustment are also given. Okay, see, freehold premises 1,64,210, and there is no adjustment regarding the freehold premises. Only adjustment of depreciation is given on the plant and machinery and office furniture. So the balance of freehold premises is directly transferred to the outer column. Okay, then plant and machinery, there is adjustment regarding the plant and machinery and furniture. What is the amount of plant and machinery and furniture? Okay, but depreciation is given, less depreciation at 15% on plant and machinery, 10% on office furniture, 15%. Okay, okay, tell me the answer. 15% of 1,28,400. Okay, 19,260. 19,260 is the amount of depreciation, 19,260. And 1,28,400 minus 19,260. Yes. 1,09,140. Similarly, depreciation on furniture, less depreciation at 10%. 10% of 17,500 minus 1,750. Okay. Then 17,500 minus 1,750. Yes. The rest amount is 15,750. Very good. So, sorry. Fine. Now, amount of depreciation should be transferred to the profit and loss account. The second effect. First effect is we deduct the depreciation from respective asset. Now, second, we transfer such depreciation to the profit and loss account under expenses under the notes depreciation and amortization. So, what is the amount of depreciation on plant and machinery? 19,260. Okay. Depreciation and amortization. Depreciation on plant and machinery and depreciation on furniture. Depreciation on furniture. The amount of depreciation on plant and machinery is 19,260. 260. And the amount of depreciation on furniture 1,750. So this is the effect of adjustment regarding the depreciation. Again, amount of depreciation is deduct from the respective asset under the notes tangible asset, and a deducted amount of depreciation should be transferred to the notes number 20, that is depreciation and amortization expenses. Okay, fine. Then next item is debtors. Okay, debtor is the fixed asset or current asset. Send me answer. Send me answer. A for fixed asset, B for current asset. Debtor. A for fixed asset, B for current asset. Send me answer. A for fixed asset, B for current asset. It is the fixed asset or current asset? A or B? Okay, it is current asset. So we just overlook the format of balance sheet. Okay, it is current asset, so it is fall under the current asset. So no need to find out it under non-current asset. Asset. Okay, it is the current investment. No, debtor is not related to investment. It is inventory. No, it is not inventory. It is cash or cash equivalent. No, it is not related to cash and cash equivalent. It is short-term loan or advances. No, it is not loan or advances. It is other current asset. Yes, it is other current asset, but separate heading is given under the current asset. That is the trade receivable. What do you mean by trade receivable? Trade receivable means amount which is receivable on the credit given to debtors. So debtors, under debtors falls under the heading trade receivable. Notes number 13. Notes number 13. Trade receivable. Sundry debtor. Okay. What is the amount of sundry debtors? And also see there is any adjustment related to the RDD. In the given problem, there is no any adjustment regarding the RDD. So this atom, this amount directly transferred to the outer column. Okay, 1,05,400. The next item is cash and cash in hand and cash at bank. So it is again current asset. It is again current asset. See the current asset. It is current investment. No. Inventories. No. Trade receivable. No. Cash and cash equivalent. Right. Cash in hand and cash at bank is related to the cash and cash equivalent. So it is transferred to notes number 14. Okay. What is the amount of fine? Now last item of debit side of trial balance. Building is transferred to the asset side under the heading under